Now at 11 o'clock, it is the heartbreaking outcome no one wanted.
The two little girls snatched by their father are found dead.
I just cannot believe that they're all gone. These dear little girls are gone.
The suspect's violence spree now over. What we're learning about the moments that led up to this tragic discovery.
A church community unites, honoring the life and legacy of a beloved volunteer.
I just hope they catch the person that did this to my mother. How
Evelyn Player is being remembered as police reveal new information in the search for her killer.
Well, after a day of warmer weather, it's been a wet night across the region. I'm Bob Turk with what you need to know about the cold front that will soon send temperatures tumbling down.
Live from Television Hill, this is WJZ News at 11.
2 young lives gone far too soon. The manhunt for an ex-Baltimore County cop accused of abducting his own daughters is now over tonight. Multiple sources confirm he was found dead along with the little girls and his alleged accomplice. Welcome to WJZ News at 11 and all of you streaming us tonight. I'm Rick Ritter.
And I'm Vic Carter. This is a story we've been following closely. All of us hoping for a positive outcome. But tonight, communities across the state and beyond are grieving for these 2 little girls and their family.
It has been 3 days since they were taken from their home in York County, Pennsylvania. Now, this right here, it was an all-out search. Local, state, and federal authorities were involved, but it all came to a tragic end in Western Maryland.
WJZ was first to bring you this story, and we're back on the scene with team coverage tonight. We begin with WJZ investigator Mike Helgren breaking down how we got here. Mike.
Vic, Rick, it all started days ago with a violent assault on the little girl's mother. Their father, who was an officer here in Baltimore County for many years, took them and went on the run. Then this afternoon, Pennsylvania State Police spotted the SUV they were all driving in, tried to pull it over, and that encounter ended with all 4 people in that SUV dead.
That's correct. Just going to be a police incident. Bring over to Smithsburg. He requested all units be sent in.
A manhunt that lasted for days through multiple states ended in tragedy in Western Maryland. Sources say Baltimore County Police Sergeant Tia Bynum was driving a carjacked SUV. Her friend, Robert Vicosa, a former Baltimore County cop recently fired by the agency, was in the back seat with his 2 daughters, Amina and Gianna, and police were closing in. The SUV crashed into a fence in Smithsburg, and crisis negotiators soon moved in.
After receiving no response and low visibility within the vehicle because of a thick layer of smoke that was contained within the interior of the vehicle, police made entry into the passenger side.
They found everyone in the car had gunshot wounds. 3 were dead. One of the little girls was flown to a trauma center where she later died.
They're devastated at this absolute tragedy, and our condolences go out to every single person that has been impacted by this.
Vicosa and Bynum's rampage began over the weekend in this house in York County, Pennsylvania, where police say they held Vicosa's estranged wife at gunpoint and fled with the kids. WJZ has followed every development along the way. Police say Sergeant Bynum helped Vicosa as he tried to escape investigators. They stole cars in the York area and in Baltimore County. For days, authorities pleaded with them to let the children go.
Please get these 2 innocent and precious children to a safe location.
People are heartbroken over the deaths of Gianna and Amina, 2 innocent little girls.
The poor girls, they look so young, didn't get a chance to live, that's by somebody who they trust, their father.
Now, Maryland State Police have answered very few questions about this case. They promise a more thorough briefing. They would not even confirm the names of the deceased. We want to turn now to Annie Rose Ramos. She's live about 80 miles from where I'm standing in Smithsburg. That's in Washington County, where all this went down this afternoon. And Annie Rose, you've been talking to so many people who are grieving over what happened. What are they saying tonight?
Well, Mike, as you know, we have been covering this story for multiple days from multiple places, and everybody that we spoke to all had the same reaction. Even strangers all say, we hope the girls are okay, that 6- and 7-year-old Amina and Gianna Vicosa are found safe and sound. A 3-day manhunt spanning 2 states, rattling dozens of communities.
They were just all shaken up by it.
Because as a neighbor, I don't know what's going on.
The hunt started in York County, Pennsylvania on Sunday. It drew police to every corner of the area, including to Pam Purvis's neighborhood. She looked out her window, surprised to see police in every direction.
They got out of their cars with guns strapped to them.
Days later, the chase for Robert Vicosa and his girls ended here in Smithsburg, Washington County.
Something's not right. There's something bad going down.
Just steps down from Bonnie Ziegler's door.
I just cannot believe that they're all gone, that these dear little girls are gone.
A reaction felt by many in an exclusive interview with WJZ, even by a man allegedly held at gunpoint by Vicosa, told us he was more worried for the girls than anything else.
I'm worried about the babies, beautiful little girls.
So I had cartoons on for them.
From neighbors to strangers, all hoping the same thing.
That they're just safe, dry, and are taken care of.
Now, all grieving.
And your heart just goes out, you say a prayer for them. You just can't believe that right here at Christmas time and Thanksgiving that an incident like that went on.
And Rick, Governor Hogan sharing in that sorrow, saying in a tweet, "We are grieving tonight over the unfathomable loss of 2 innocent children in what is clearly a horrific tragedy and heinous crime." Live at 11, I'm Annie Rose Ramos for WJZ.
Annie Rose, thank you. Look, we know so many of you are invested in this story, and there's a lot to it, so we want to break it all down for you. Now, this all started Sunday just outside of York, Pennsylvania, when Vicosa's estranged wife called 911 reporting she was violently assaulted, and her ex took off with the kids. Then on Monday, that is when police learned that Vicosa may be working with his friend Tia Bynum. Then on Tuesday, investigators learned that Vicosa held a woman hostage in Red Lion before taking off with her car. Then there was another carjacking, this time in Cockeysville. Police say Vicosa held a man at gunpoint, forcing him to drive all throughout the area. Then police closed in on Vicosa, Bynum, and his 2 little girls this afternoon, hoping for a good outcome, but multiple sources confirm all 4 were found dead out in Western Maryland. Now, we were the first station to bring you this story, and we're continuing to work our sources and bring you up-to-minute information. And remember, watch WJZ News starting tomorrow morning at 4:30 a.m. And of course, we are always on CBSN Baltimore. And happening now, it's another tragic story that we are following tonight. A 13-year-old girl shot and killed in West Baltimore. This happened along the 1300 block of North Stricker Street, right near Gilmore Elementary School. And that's where responding officers found the young girl shot several times. She later died at shock trauma. This right here, Baltimore's 302nd homicide so far this year.
Well, it could be a break in the case after a beloved volunteer is stabbed to death inside Southern Baptist Church in East Baltimore. Police have a person of interest in this case. It comes as hundreds of family and friends gathered to honor her life. WJZ is live. Kelsey Kushner was at tonight's vigil. Kelsey.
Ooh, of course it's windy. Yeah, Vic. Well, friends, family members, community members, they came together to honor Evelyn. They tell me that she is kind, she is loving, she volunteered her time all of the time. Tonight, her daughter tells me that she will not sleep until her mother's killer is behind bars. Thursday night outside Southern Baptist Church. Music and prayer filled the air.
And we know in this moment, it's not just that we will seek and we will get justice. We always will do whatever it takes to bring this family peace.
Hundreds of friends, neighbors, city and church leaders surrounded the family of Evelyn Player to honor her life cut short.
To see the outpour of love from the community means so much. It means so much. I miss her so much, but this helps to know that there are people that loved on her and that she didn't die in vain.
Alethea Finch says her mom was a lifelong member and devoted servant of Southern Baptist. She was stabbed to death inside the church early Tuesday morning.
I just hope they catch the person that did this to my mother. She didn't deserve this.
City police announced a person of interest in the case, and before the vigil, the commissioner and mayor walked through the neighborhood, promising justice will be served.
They're going to work the case. We have the best homicide detectives in the country. They're going to work the case. We know, as I said, the first day we're going to close it. As I said to her daughter, we're going to close it. We have to let them do their work, and we'll make sure that we catch this person so they don't do it again.
But until Evelyn's killer is behind bars,
and we're going to continue her fight.
Finch says she's still trying to make sense of the senseless.
I just don't understand why. I may never understand why, but I'm trusting God and trusting that His faith just keeps me going.
Now, the mayor did meet with several church leaders today to discuss all of the recent violence and to find ways to keep churches safe. Reporting live tonight, Kelsey Kushner for WJZ.
Kelsey, thank you. Another vigil was held tonight for Javier Cotto. Family and friends gathered in front of Crown Barbershop off Eastern Avenue in Southeast Baltimore this evening. They remember Cotto not just as a great barber, but a kind, hard-working person. You may remember the 44-year-old was gunned down on Saturday. Police say Cotto was killed by Carlos Ortega during a shooting spree that killed another man and injured a third. An off-duty police officer shot and killed Ortega, but police still are investigating what led up to the shootings.
And an update tonight out of Dorchester County. The Cambridge City Commission now calling on the city's mayor to resign after he was arrested on Monday related to a revenge porn investigation. Now, the commission voted unanimously to have the city attorney draft a letter asking Andrew Bradshaw to leave office. Bradshaw facing 50 counts of distributing revenge porn. He is accused of posting nude photos of a woman that he had a past romantic relationship with. If convicted, he faces 2 years in prison and then a $5,000 fine for each count.
A major milestone in our coronavirus fight. More than 9 million vaccines have been administered in our state. That means nearly 88% of Marylanders now have at least one shot. This comes as more people may soon be eligible to roll up their sleeves again to get a booster. The FDA could make a decision on a third dose of the Pfizer shot any day, while a CDC panel advisory panel is set to meet tomorrow to talk about it. Right now, boosters of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are only recommended for people over the age of 65 and those considered at high risk. Meanwhile, Maryland Congressman Eddie Harris says he's under investigation after prescribing the drug ivermectin to treat COVID. Harris, who is a medical doctor, says a complaint has been filed against him with the Board of Medical Examiners. Ivermectin is an antiparasitic drug meant to treat animals. For months, the FDA has condemned its use for COVID treatment.
And there's a new study out tonight on one of the long-haul effects for people who battled COVID. That is the loss of smell. New at 11 o'clock, researchers actually estimate between 700,000 and 1.6 million Americans who had COVID either lost or had a change in their sense of smell. And for some, that change has lasted more than 6 months. While most have since recovered the sense, the study does suggest some may never do so. Researchers now calling on more data to be collected here over a longer period of time.
Noon 11, parents, we have some information you need to hear. Some changes are coming to the school calendar in Anne Arundel County. The District Board of Education voted to add a 2-hour early dismissal day for personal wellness on December the 23rd, right before Christmas break. The board also voted to observe Juneteenth this school year, with the holiday falling on a Sunday next year. The board voted to observe the holiday on Monday, June the 20th.
And also new at 11 o'clock, bus drivers in Howard County can soon expect some extra cash. The school district just announced a $5,000 one-time incentive for all the current drivers and attendants. As for new drivers, the district offering a $1,500 signing bonus and up to $2,500 in other incentives. The hope is to keep drivers behind the wheel in the face of a dire nationwide shortage. In Howard County, they are down about 95 drivers. And coming up on WJZ News at 11 o'clock.
It's the news plenty of sports fans have been waiting for, how soon you may be able to place your bets here in Maryland.
About trick, after the showers comes a very chilly end of the week. I'll take a look at that 7-day forecast coming up.
Coming up, Asian Americans threatened, harassed, assaulted right here in Maryland. This man speaks for victims too terrified to show their faces. I'm Lynn Bowie. I ask, what can be done? Next.
New tonight, a Muslim student at UMBC targeted on campus, and tonight police are investigating it as a hate crime. It happened Tuesday night in the Commons. The student says she was approached by a man she doesn't know when he tried to grab her hijab and pull it off her head. That is a head covering worn by Muslim women. The university says acts like this have no place on campus and violate the school's values.
And unfortunately, in the wake of this pandemic, we have seen a mounting rise in anti-Asian racism, from taunts and threats to violent assaults. Since the pandemic began, 1/3 of Asian Americans have experienced discrimination. Now, WJZ has been on top of this story, and tonight our Lynn Bowie reports on the wave of attacks and the state's plan to finally end it.
Sickening videos capture the surge in hate crimes against Asian Americans nationwide. Most of the attacks were in public, and many of the victims elderly.
Events like that again and again tell us we cannot remain silent anymore.
One of the most vicious attacks happened in Baltimore. Haishin Williams was closing up Wonderland Liquors on Pennsylvania Avenue in May when police say Daryl Doles grabbed her by the hair, pushed her face to the ground, kneeled on top of her, and struck her in the head with a concrete block. Her sister Haegyeon Yoon rushes over to help and also gets beaten with the brick. Both women, who are in their 60s, suffered severe injuries, multiple lacerations, swelling, and bruising. According to the indictment, Doles targeted multiple Asian-owned businesses, saying, quote, they need to go back to their country.
It turns the stomach to think about being struck in the head repeatedly like that with a hard object like that.
Former U.S. Attorney Robert Hur represents the sisters through a new national initiative that provides Asian American victims with free legal services.
We all watched it. It was deeply upsetting. How are these women doing now?
They're incredibly strong, impressive women, and in that way they are kind of representative in a lot of ways of the immigrant community in Maryland and the Asian American immigrant community in Maryland.
Hur also leads the state's Asian American hate crimes work group, the first of its kind in the country. He brought together a diverse group of Asian Americans, including a pastor, professor, police officer, and state prosecutor Jamie Sterling, who is also Governor Larry Hogan's daughter. Together, they came up with recommendations for the governor.
We want the victims of these crimes to know we see you, we hear you, and we're here and we're standing with you.
Here are just a few of the new actions being taken in Maryland. Updating the hate and bias training for law enforcement. Making 211 a resource for reporting hate and bias incidents. Publishing and distributing pamphlets to explain how victims can report crimes. And establishing a special state police commander who will only deal with hate crimes.
It's not just an Asian problem. It's not just an African American problem. It's not just a Latino problem. It's a problem for everybody if we want to get to the place, the kind of society and the kind of country that we all deserve and that we all want to live in with respect.
Lynn Bowie reporting for WJZ.
We are following some breaking news right now. We have some new information from Maryland State Police. They have just confirmed that Robert Vicosa and Tia Bynum are dead after what they are calling an apparent murder-suicide out in western Maryland. This was the scene this afternoon in Smithsburg, Washington County. Investigators say Bynum was in the front seat of a Ford Edge and Vicosa was in the back seat with his two little girls. Police tried to pull that car over before it crashed right off of Route 418. Investigators on the scene found an assault rifle and other firearms inside that vehicle. State police say at this hour, there is no known motive.
Well, big news for sports fans. You'll soon be able to place a bet on your favorite team. The Sports Wagering Review Commission approved licenses for 5 casinos: Horseshoe, Live, MGM, National Harbor, Hollywood, and Ocean Downs. The casinos still have to complete some procedural requirements, but betting could start as early as 30 days from now. And downtown Baltimore looking more and more like Christmas.
Yeah, we're not far away. Last week, the Inner Harbor Ice Rink reopened, and now you can take a stroll down what they're calling candy lanes. So take a look. You can walk out beside 24-foot-tall ice cream cones, a forest of candy canes, and then thousands of festive lights.
The larger-than-life experience at Center Plaza is open Wednesday through Sunday until December the 23rd. To warm up during the experience, there will be hot chocolate and different kinds of local food vendors present. And for the adults and the family, on Thursdays, you can indulge in some wine and canned cocktails.
Yeah, we know where the adults will be.
Or where Bob will be in between shows.
Yeah.
It'd be a good night for mulled cider, you know.
Yeah.
Hot cider, yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Like the way you're
All right, we've got some chilly air moving already. It's really dropped a lot from earlier today. Look at the rain. It's off to the east now. We're beginning to clear out, which means it looks like later tonight, 2:18 to about 5:45 or so in the morning, you're going to be able to see eclipse of the moon. Yeah, believe it or not, a lunar eclipse tonight. So the rain's moving off to the east. Still raining over the eastern shore, though, for a while longer. But temperatures have really tumbled since earlier today. We got up to 74 degrees, now down to 44 in Mount Airy and Tawnytown, 49 Glen Burnie, 46 up in Jarrettsville. So temperatures have dropped a good 25, 30 degrees, many places across the region. Of course, we're going to stay in that cold air. In fact, in the morning hours, clear skies, 39, down to 37 with sunshine in the morning. Wind chills back around below freezing by the morning. So if you're out early in the day, Sending the kids off the bus, dress them for winter because it's going to feel just like 29 or 30 degrees early in the morning. The winds have been a factor. They're beginning to calm down a little bit. 17, 25, 16, 22. Still breezy, and it'll still be breezy pretty much all day tomorrow. Showers in, up by morning, only in the low to mid 30s most places. Dundalk around 38, but Sykesville, Hampstead, maybe down to 33, just above freezing. The rain off to the east, clear skies, sunshine pretty much all day long tomorrow. Off extreme northwest Pennsylvania, a little bit of lake effect snow, which may impact Garrett County from Frostburg west later in the day tomorrow. But sunny skies for us. In fact, all weekend, particularly on Saturday, looks like a pretty decent day, but a colder and breezy day tomorrow. Upper 40s. Mid-40s with good deal of sunshine, but it's still breezy. 49 on Saturday. 53 a little warmer and a little milder, but a little bit of shower activity Monday before it gets breezy and colder again. 45 Tuesday, windy, chilly day. 50 back up to 52. Right now, Thanksgiving looks really, really nice. Sunshine, temperatures low 50s with sunshine and dry conditions, a low, a mild 40 degrees. And we'll be right back.
Football coaches preach the importance of practice, but the Ravens are going to head to Chicago with some key players less than fully prepared. Quarterback Lamar Jackson has missed 2 straight practices due to illness. Receiver Hollywood Brown absent 2 days with a thigh injury. Not ideal for offensive coordinator Greg Roman, who's looking for a bounce back from a bad game at Miami a week ago. This week, quarterback Tyler Huntley has run the offense with Jackson out. Roman says Lamar is feeling better. No word, though, on his status for Sunday. The Ravens scored just 10 points in that loss at Miami. That's their fewest in a regular season game in 3 years.
Really, it's how you respond to it and what you do from there. I think we had a lot of opportunities in that game that we didn't capitalize on, but that's a great learning experience for all of us. And, so we can play our best football moving through the rest of this season.
On to Chicago to battle a Bears team that's coming off their bye week. See if the Ravens get the bounce back they need, and see it here on WJZ Kickoff Sunday at 1. Part of our big day of coverage that begins Sunday morning with our Purple pregame show live from Soldier Field in Chicago. Kadra Ismail will join me in the Windy City for pre- and post-game shows too. All here Sunday on WJZ. The University of Maryland women's basketball squad ranked 3rd in the nation. Terps open the season with now their 5th straight win. All their wins blowouts, the latest over North Carolina, Wilmington. Baltimore's Angel Reese leads the way, 23 points and 12 rebounds. 5 Terps score in double figures. It's a 108-66 victory. Tougher competition ahead for Maryland, starting with 7th-ranked Baylor, who comes to College Park Sunday. Major League Baseball awards, saving the best for last. Most valuable players. LA Angels pitcher and slugger Shohei Ohtani, unanimous vote winner in the American League. Phillies outfielder Bryce Harper in the NL. Second time he's won the MVP. We'll be right back.
If you're still in need of some Friday night plans, how about this? Go on a stroll on the boardwalk of this iconic board game.
Friday, National Monopoly Day. Who doesn't like Monopoly? The National Day calendar says Elizabeth Maggie created the game back in 1902, but it was the Parker brothers who began manufacturing it. And since 1935, an estimated 500 million people have played the game.
Considered one of the most popular board games in the world, it's also considered one of the longest games to actually finish. But win or lose, plenty of people enjoy playing Monopoly. I remember having marathons.
Oh, come on now. Yeah. All right, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Do you cheat?
Oh, never.
No?
No.
You're not like the banker putting some money in your pocket? I got some people in my family who were doing that.
But I know a lot of people who do. We shall not name them.
That's right.
We'll be right back. Coming up, Slate Show with Stephen Colbert. For Bob and Mark, I'm Vic Carter.
And I'm Rick Ritter. Thanks for watching WJZ. Have a great night. Happy Friday.
Yes. See you tomorrow.